ass. It's illegal for a reason. Dipshit. Get a nurse to help you. I don't have the patience for it. I don't have the patience for dealing with a fucktard like you. You're like a grandiose thinking serial killer. You're entitled. Right. If only you could just think past tying your shoe. Cause and effect. When you fuck with me, you get told on. I learned it in daycare. You don't get to date me if you can't be normal. You don't get to date me if you can't do anything beyond, play Candyland against yourself and then tell everybody you won. We're tired of it, Charles. You're hurting people. We're sick and tired of it. You're wasting everybody's time. You're wasting money. You're killing people. You're taking lives, bitch. You're a murderer. Mark, you got a problem with me calling your client a murderer? I think you got bigger problems than that. If I'm able to change a brief that you could only see from hacking because I haven't filed it yet, so my guys tell me whatever you corrected. Here, you want to use his attorney? You had some attorneys that wanted to help you, and they called him up and told him you can't help her. So guess what? His attorney will help you. Son of a bitch. He stopped it again. No, he didn't. Okay, so my phone went down for a minute, so he has a bad habit of just shutting things off when I'm not even done. So your attorney helped me. You don't have attorney-client privilege anymore. Now he's a co-conspirator. When you fuck with me, all of a sudden everything changed, and you got the McNamara email. You got the Fabian proposal. You got the harassment email, because you repulsed even prisoners. It was all over that jail what you guys were trying to do. You repulsed even prisoners. The Ocean's 11 kind, that do bank heists and shit. They don't like your kind, you little sex weirdo kind. Guys like you get the fuck beat out of you. You're gonna have to arrange for extra security or something. I don't know what you're gonna do. Cyril Webb said, we think Jeff Epstein was murdered. They put him in with a cop, Charles. A big walking tree, humongous, like 8 foot, 300-pound. Of the Lambs last night, and one thing that caught my attention is Anthony Hop. Okay, so as you can see, Mr. Perry shut off the recording, split him in two, and then deleted one. So it skips through some stuff that was said, but basically, here's the thing: is he types in my fucking computer while I'm doing these. Like he thinks this is a conversation, which he could only know what I'm saying. These are recorded. He can only know what I'm doing from peeping and hacking. So when I say things he doesn't like, he'll just shut it off. And so this recording should have taken about about maybe an hour. And I've had to do it 4 times now because he keeps shutting them off and cutting them off and deleting. And that's hacking. That's a criminal act, Mr. Perry. Here's the thing. People don't like it when you do that. That's why they made it illegal to peep, hack, stalk, coerce, take money. Everybody gets very wildly uncomfortable when you do that, and you act like you have no idea what people are saying to you. The results that you've gotten for 12 years, I don't like you. You're not wanted or loved. No woman is madly in love with you, trying to have a date with you. Right? Do you understand what I'm saying? Because you act like you don't. Your actions are disgusting. Even prisoners are repulsed by guys like you. So you're never going to get a date. You're not wanted. You're not loved. I moved twice to get away from you and not have a conflict and not have a fight. And you can't get that through your head. You're delusional. You've got an imaginary romance with someone who's not real. And you guys do things and think, well, if we do this, she'll do that. And I never do. And you get all shocked and dismayed. Oh, she didn't do what we thought. You know why? If you want to execute, if you want to get outcomes like you want, then you have to come up with a strategy and execute it with precision and accuracy, or your outcomes are going to be off. And you can't do that if you're delusional. You can't do that if you have no idea what's real and what's fact and what's fiction. Mr. Perry has no idea, doesn't know. He has not a clue. So, when things don't go like you want, you're not getting the lie. Over 12 years, there's been no date. You don't have a cover-up. We get all the information. You guys can't get shit. You've called everywhere. Who is it helping her? Do you know her? Can we get those recordings? We'll buy them. You're not getting anything, are you? We are. Because we know exactly what we're dealing with. Bad, bad people. Bad people that repulse everybody, even prisoners. Bad people. Crime is bad. Your crime is very bad. We know that. And Charles is stupid. So when we plan something knowing he's stupid. It's not going to be hard. Then we get the information nobody's gotten. Like all your little code words. Muffin Man. Hansel and Gretel. Ratatouille. Rapunzel. Rumpelstiltskin. Pin the tail on the donkey. Those are your code words for what plan you're going to do. You want to coax me somewhere, that's your Hansel and Gretel, right? Like you did coax Mike to Pensacola. So you could try to kill him. The plan was to kill him. Him and Lucky both. But it didn't work out. Mike didn't die. So you false arrested him. Everybody hates you. It's not hard to get information. Everybody hates your guts. They want you stopped. Charles, you're the criminal. You're the one getting told on. You're the one everybody wants stopped. And you act like you have no idea what I'm saying. I don't think you do. I think you have no idea what I'm saying. I think you've got Huntington's disease. You suffer from delusion and paranoia. And your mind is about 6 years old. And you can't put things together. 2 and 2 for you is 28. Z. It's not normal. You're not normal. You're fucked up in the mind. You're not right in the head. Everybody else notices it because we're right in the head. We're smart. We're intelligent. We get it. And you don't. And you can't lie to people smarter than you because they know you're lying. And for you, that's everybody. So you have no idea what I'm saying. Because if you did, it'd scare the shit out of you that we have that kind of information. And you stop. Because the more you do things to me, the more we get. We got Blankenship, Calvin, Desiree, all three of those people. We knew you're trying to frame me for a murder. I'm not saying it in jail as an afterthought. We knew before. Got to get her to change her hair color and tan. The woman that did it is quite a bit heavier than Cindy. Witnesses said. I heard it. It's recorded. We got that in too. A lot of times it's a live feed. But as it's coming in, it's recorded. David. Calvin. Sorry I wasn't able to get her on the freeway and get her car away from her. Over and over and over. Recording after recording after recording. What's the deal with Ennis police? And Austin police? And Fort Worth police? There's something there. Because the other day, we went on Facebook and we were like hitting like on certain police departments, and you jammed the computer up on those three. Just those three. So, what is about those police departments that made you nervous? It's like a little clue when you do that. If we don't already know something, now we do. We know we should look because you did that. You hacked my phone. There's consequences, Mr. Perry, to your actions. If Al Franken didn't get away with grabbing some chick's butt, nobody even saw it. You didn't have any evidence of it. Bill Clinton didn't get away with Monica. At least he got a blowjob out of that. You're not even getting that. He at least got that out of his scandal. You didn't get shit. You've never even held my hand. I won't let you touch me. I'll kick your ass. You get anywhere near me. You will never get a date. You won't touch me. You better have a football helmet on if you come anywhere near me. I don't go where you are, but if you come near me, I kid you not, I will fuck you up. You're not going to touch me. You are never going to touch me. You make my skin crawl. And I've said that, reject. And then and O'Reilly and Matt Lauer, all the guys from the MeToo movement, Harvey Weinstein, what in the fuck makes you think you're going to get away with it? You're a little podunk nothing. So if they didn't get away with it, why do you think you would? See, you're not. We're getting the information. You're not. We are. You're making all kinds of phone calls and nobody's telling you shit. What's the deal with NSPD? Did you piss them off? Did you commit a crime in their jurisdiction? What about Austin? What about Fort Worth? In their jurisdiction, did you commit a crime? Maybe they need to come see me and we compare notes. Yeah. Okay. So everybody duly note that for the record. Mr. Perry freaked out about NSPD, wherever the hell Ennis is, Fort Worth and Austin PD did not want me to like their page. Right? When I say put something out, I put it in an email and someone else puts it out. Once in a while, I'll put something out. If it's, but as it turns out, it's not a crime to tell when somebody's committing a crime against you or threatening you. Right? It's no different than the TikTok girl. It's no different than, you got to get evidence of your crime, and Mr. Perry won't let me in court. So we do it however we do, but I have the right to stay safe. And if you've made a threat, that's going to go out. McNamara email was the first. That was the first I was allowed to say something. They didn't want you to know there even was a police investigation until you started talking about killing me so much. My guys are like, we better tell them there's something. But you can't tell them who we are. But you called everywhere, didn't you? You thought it was Roswell Police. They don't have the capabilities to do what these guys can do. So no, it's not Roswell Police. I bet they told you that, didn't they? Yeah, okay. Anyways, but you've done something in Austin, you've done something in Fort Worth, and you've done something in Ennis. Because you freaked out about those three. Didn't you? It's like a little clue. So easy, it's not even fair. So, Mr. Perry deleted, he cut the video in two and then deleted part of it. So, what I'm going to do, I'm having to re-record and re-record. Now he's taking up about 12 hours of my day. So, he's going to have to deal with that. I'm not going to explain how that's going to be dealt with, but he's going to deal with every minute of my time he wastes. Every time I got to fix a problem he made. When something should take 5 minutes and it takes hours, you're gonna deal with that. I know. I'm not gonna explain that right now. When you're in jail, they'll explain it to you then. Okay? And he's the creepy guy. He's Hannibal Lecter, and he's explaining to Jodie Foster, Clarice. Everybody knows I like Clarice, the new series actually that unfortunately is already canceled. But you notice they play Power in the Blood of Jesus in that series. You notice how she talks? My daddy was a lawman. He had other men have power. You're the soda jerk. Everybody hates. Yeah, there's a lot of, and she's talking to a sex pervert who goes around telling everybody he's helping women. He's pimping them out, just like you. They got to corrupt some elected officials and a corrupt sheriff. Can't do any better than be the bitch of a sex perv. Yeah, there's a lot of sad little maniacs, the whole thing. Okay, so I'm watching the movie that gave birth to this series. And he says, what they're talking about Buffalo Bill and trying to kind of psychologically analyze him because the FBI has a behavioral science unit that does that, profiling. And it assists in crime solving. So he says, Buffalo Bill covets. There's something he wants and he can't have it. You want what you see and you can't have it. And you feel like you're entitled to just take it. Only when you do it to me, you get caught. So clearly you're not. At least not when you do it to me and Mike. You get Mike home. Make amends. If you're a Christian, act like one. Or shut up. You're not a Christian. Don't go around and tell voters that you're a Christian. You're not. You blew that family up. You blew this man's life up. And if you didn't do the vandalism, it looks like you did when you did the murder 6 days later. 6 fucking days later. You had that guy hit me recently and throw a fit. She didn't call the cops. Well, I don't call the cops. We don't waste patrol's time on a fender bender. We're not bleeding. I've been raised around cops all my life. I heard that all my life. There's 4 prior accidents. I didn't call the cops, did I? You thought I would this time? Why would you think that? And the guy texted me. Lou looked afraid. And I guess somebody told him. Last time she called the police over something to do with her car, one of them ended up dead 6 days later. Yeah, she's afraid to call the cops. Why wouldn't I be? Why wouldn't I not be? What am I going to get? One of your corrupt ones? That I got to worry to try to make sure I get around him trying to hurt me for you? Or when it's going to end up murdered 6 days from then? Yeah, you've made this situation very complicated. But when you fuck with me, your crime's never been caught this much. I'm Chief Hall's granddaughter, sir. You need to remember who it is you're talking to, Mr. Perry.
Remember who it is you're talking to. Chief, write it down. I'm Chief Hall's granddaughter. I'm Chief Hall's granddaughter. Power's in service, by the way. He taught us. My family was the power in the town where I grew up. You have no idea what that's like. None. You're trailer park. You're pathetic. You're weak. You're powerless. You're impotent. And you embarrass the fuck out of everybody. So when you get told on, that is you being stopped because everybody wants you to stop. When you're doing something that is a crime, you're being stopped, sir. Listen, you're not entitled to a cover-up. You don't have one. Nobody's helping you. You call around and you try to get information. Look at your results. You like looking? Look at your results. For 12 years, you have no date. You're rejected every fucking day. You're pathetic. Everybody else moves on. Why can't you? And you're told on, and you're told on, and you're told on, and told on. And now we all know your code words because you took my house. You pissed everybody off. All the wrong people. Right? And you kept poking and bothering and jamming up and threatening me. And so I knew to go stop and get coffee. I didn't need coffee. I had plenty. Now I won't have to get coffee for quite some time. And you shouldn't have known what I was doing. You did illegally. You're a criminal. And criminals are stupid, or they wouldn't be criminals. So don't whine and complain when we find out what you just said, or what you're trying to do to hurt me next. That is you being stopped. Everybody wants you to stop. You're a criminal. You're hurting everybody. We're all tired of it. We're tired of it creepy. We're tired of feeling sick in our stomach every time your name comes up. We're tired of the hair on the back of our necks standing on end because you are so disturbed. That's how bad it is. You making everybody feel that way. We all want you in jail. My guys need one thing and you're done. You're done, sir. Nobody's gonna help you. We are wanting for you to stop. Get away from me. Get away from my family. Control yourself. You don't have a choice. McNamara email, sir, was 2015. Now fuck off.
Okay, so Perry shut it off again when I was doing the last recording and split it in two. So he is again, by hacking my phone, tampered with evidence. This is already being used, Mr. Perry, in your criminal case. And you have one. You've called everywhere looking to buy the recordings of you. Right? So you know there is one. Excuse me. You want the evidence of it so you can destroy it. You're big on destroying evidence, like you destroyed my blood evidence when you were trying to poison me. Yep, obstructing justice and crap. So, everybody wants you to stop when I'm telling you, look at your results. You've not been caught this much. Nobody's holding your hand. Nobody wants a date with you. No one's madly in love with you. You're repulsing us. You're repulsing us. And because you will not shut up and leave me alone and get out of my life, you get told on and told on and told on and told on and told on. This is the McNamara email, sir. Leave me alone. This is the Fabian puzzle. You're the butt-in, not the wanted one. The wannabe butt-in, and nothing more. You're a stalker. You can't control yourself. You can't just get a life and get the fuck out of mine. When I was talking about the code words, I've been over this before, but I'll repeat myself again, because we got Alzheimer's people, nursing home folks here. Y'all need a nurse. Charles, I want you to shut up. I really don't want to hear what you have to say. Nobody cares what you think. You are not asked. What I'd like you to do is get the he types in my computer when I'm doing these, and if I'm yelling shut up, he'll stop most of the time. Not always, but most of the time. When you contact me, and you do it in the creepiest, fucked up ways, no normal person could think that shit up. Click and bang, poke and peep. You're a fucktard. I don't like you. No one does. We want you to stop when you get told on. That's you being stopped because you won't do it by yourself like a big boy. How old are you mentally? You guys all act, I have to repeat myself over and over. Charles, shut up. Dude, shut the fuck up and get out of my computer.
You shouldn't know I'm doing this. Only a peeping Tom hacker would know I'm doing what I'm doing right now. In order to not like what I say, split recordings in two, and then just shut it off when you don't like what I'm saying. Shut the hell up. No one cares what you think. We're tired of hearing what you think. Shut up. Everybody's sick of hearing what you think. No one cares that you're fine. Shut up. You weren't asked. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. Get away from me. Don't make me repeat myself again. The code words you guys use, I'm repeating myself. You know, I like people who are smart and get it the first time. And you only have to say it once. And if you're not that, I can't stand you. Get out of my face. I can't even stand you. I can't stand it. One time is all I have to say it. I'm 52. I've worked around some very, very intelligent people. I still am. I can't stand stupid. I don't know what to do with it. I don't like it. I don't want to deal with it. It gets on my nerves. I'm not trained. Everybody has a temperament for something. I don't have the temperament for that. I'm not, special education teachers, God love them. They do. And that's what you need. Nurses, they do. And that's what you need. You need to be in a nursing home. A special needs facility of some type. I don't have the patience for you. And having to repeat myself over and over and over. There are, 75 to 100 recordings of you guys talking about the ringtone, getting my ringtone. Because we have to say the same thing over and over and over and over. And you get caught, and you still try to do it anyways. And then you talk about it again and again and again and repeat yourselves. And we're all like, oh my God, this is like grinding fingernails on a chalkboard. You fucking keep up with me or get out of my way. That's it. I don't go on a date, Charles, with somebody who is so stupid. You got to say the same thing over and over and over. And you do the same thing every day, day after day, same old Charles, bothers and bothers and bothers and bothers, and can't figure out why people don't like him and tell on him. Whiny, bitch-ass girl with a doll and a unicorn and your little skirt. Why don't you just trans over? I don't talk to guys who play with dolls. Trans over already. And get off my back with this little girl act of yours. Caitlyn Jenner, transed over. Why can't you? You are not my cup of tea. You're not even close. I have some friends that are trans. They're friends, and I don't have to repeat myself with them. I'm not going to date them. They're not a love interest for me. I don't find them sexy. They're like a sister. It's not a date. If you like acting like a little girl, that's fine. It's, in this country, you can be a girl if you want to. So go be a girl. But don't bother me. When you bother me, you're doing it a criminal way. They didn't let John Hyde or John Hinckley Jr. or some of these guys who lose their mind. They're not right in the head. They go around committing crimes against other people. They don't let them out, sir. They're either in a mental hospital or jail. What makes you think you're going to get away with it? You're not. When we quote you. So they have all these little fucked up code words they use for, like Hansel and Gretel. Try to get her over to this location so we can do something to her. Try to get her to dance. Try to use our DoorDash app to get her to drive by a cop and get pulled over. Cop that's on our payroll. Remember in 2015, those two guys came into Sensations. He wants us to find a way to arrest you. We told him no. That's not why we signed up to be police. But that doesn't mean he won't find an asshole who will, like Sheriff Rowan, who likes being the bitch of a sex weirdo, and that's the best he can do in his law enforcement career. But we're not that. So I wrote a letter to the U.S. Attorney. I documented it, Mr. Perry. I'm not stupid. You're a job. I'm better at it than anybody you've come up against. Aren't I? You think you're going to get a date with me? You are off your nut. Look at your results. That's part of it right there. Look at it. You like looking? Look at that. This is too. This right here, there's a recording of that too. Look at it. You like looking? That's your results right there. You got told on because you disturbed somebody. The hair on the back of their neck stood on end. What an asshole.
He's got to put her in jail just to force her to lie. Force her into something she don't want to be in. Yep, that's not how you get a date, Queenie. So, we had this. That's what came from that. Charles Perry, you promised to leave me alone. The deal was, I don't talk about what you did to me in a false arrest. You carried out the threats that were here. I'm going to just false arrest her and then force her to lie. Coerce her. Entice her. You told somebody. They didn't like that. That's dated October 29th, 2015. I'm the Jenga piece, dipshit. You start pushing and pulling me, your whole thing gets all wobbly. Yep, because you guys got a whole organized crime thing. Sex weirdo crime. Sex trafficking, don't ya? This time, people ask that. Does she know what the hell she's up against? I know exactly what I'm up against. But guess what? I can't do that by myself. What I do, this. I don't want to be a scandal. But at this point, only my close friends knew there was a problem, and I'm living in Dallas. This thing was because I was pissed off. You butt in between Fabian and I. That was not your place, sir. Let me tell you something. When you go on a date with somebody, you go on a date with somebody you like. Both people want to be there. Both people like each other. Both people want to hang out. You're not wanted. It was not your place to even know Fabian. Where's Jacqueline when you did that to me and him? I walked into work one night, and I saw the look on his face, and it was bad, and it hurt me. It had hurt me deep. It was bad. I knew you said something. I'm like, Charles called him. Well, I can tell by the look on his face. Charles butt in, and that's what led to that. Michael Quinn Sullivan, get the bitch off me. I don't want to be a scandal. What I want for this guy to do is leave me the fuck alone, or girl, whichever one you are. We don't even know. Grown men are not supposed to play with dolls and unicorns and act like a little girl, little child. I didn't get my way. And you do. And there is no possibility I would go on a date with a cop killer or a peeping Tom or a hacker or just some wannabe weirdo. There's no fucking way. It's not going to happen ever. What have I done, though? I got stuff like this. I got stuff like this. He wants you to lie for him, my attorney says. Ted looked at me like, you're shitting me with this. I said, I just lost my house. My mugshot's everywhere. No, I'm not going to lie for him. Tell him I said, fuck you. He says, okay, well, they just want you to let him save face. Fuck you. Not going to happen. One thing I'll do, if he gets out of my life and I never hear from him again, is I just will stay quiet. But if he bothers me one time, I hear from him one time, I talk, and I tell everybody what he did to me. He did it. He did it knowingly. He did it intentionally. He did it maliciously. He threatened it and threatened it and threatened it and carried out a threat. I cannot, and I have the right to talk about it. He does not have the right to a cover-up. And this is illegal. So, he never bothers me the fuck again, ever. I don't even want to hear his name again. And I'll stay quiet. But the second he fucks with me again, I'm talking. And that's it. So he brings me this, and he goes, he's agreed to never contact you again. He promises he will never bother you again. And I can't put anything about that you stay quiet. It's a violation of your First Amendment rights. I can't put that in there. I didn't owe you shit, you bitch. Nobody did anything to you. I left. I moved twice to get away from you. You make the hair on the back of people's necks stand on end. What's it like to be that guy? Jesus. What is wrong with you? Everybody owes me a lie. I'm Charles Perry. No, they don't. Take your skirt off, wipe the lipstick off your face, put your little doll and unicorn down, and act like a grown-ass man your age. If you can. If you can. I don't think you can. I don't think you have the power to even just be normal. You don't tell me what to do. When you try, I will kick your ass. I always do. Metaphorically, Matt. That's a metaphor. Nobody's literally, okay. This kind of stuff has not been gotten before, but I got it. You want to buy them so you want to buy the recordings so you can destroy the evidence? Wow. That's a whole nother crime, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Kind of like you shut off my recordings before I'm done or split them in two. Sorry I couldn't get our car. This was David. David's like, I think I need a new attorney. I think my attorney's telling on me. Maybe he's under surveillance all the time too. David, do you think of that? Yeah, okay. You guys are something. This is the letter to the U.S. attorney after those two cops came and talked to me. A lot of cops don't want to help you. They don't want to be a bitch of a sex weirdo. They have bigger aspirations, Charles. Why are you even asking them to? That would be my response. Why would you even ask me that? That's what I said when you had me in jail. I'm put under duress. They just want you to lie. Charles has a written letter of apology. He wants to do a second false arrest, and he wants me to read it. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to read your words. I'm perfectly capable of saying what I think, in case you missed that. There wasn't a police investigation. You have to file a police report to get a stalking protective order, and if you're getting threatened with death and false arrest, you need one. I'm the Jenga piece. Listen, I'm the Jenga piece that I'm talking about here. Someone else knows what he's doing. The cops investigating you. I couldn't talk about it then. I couldn't say who it was. I still can't say who they are. How many times have you talked to him face to face? Yep. See, you've been doing this all your life, and this time you're not getting away with it. When you fucked with me, I'm Chief Hall's granddaughter. Don't forget who you're talking to. You go be. What does that even mean? No one cares if you're fine. Nobody asked you. I mean, I'm pissed. See, here's the thing. The political vendetta you went into court and lied about, or you don't know how to identify your legislative duties, or what state you legislate in, because I'm long gone from Texas at that point. If I'm pissed off about something, notice how I rant. Hear me ranting. I get mad. I'm very vocal. I met with John Porter one time. He was my congressman in Henderson, Nevada. He pissed me off. So I ranted at him. And he meets with me. And he looks at me and he goes, I hear you're vocal. I go, you think? So in 10 years, 12 years now, you don't have an issue that I was mad at you about. You imagined it. Or you don't know what your legislative duties are. Which one is it? There would be an email. There'd be a lot of emails. There'd be a conversation. There'd probably be a lot of them. There'd be tweets about it. There'd be something. There's nothing, because there was no political vendetta. Delusional. You're something. How many times have you gone into court and lied? 4 times that I'm not in court. 3 of them, the burden of proof was on me. I got to be there. People are starting to notice something's wrong. You like to play games with yourself and then go and tell everybody how you won. I wasn't in court. It's no different than when you sit on your fat, lazy ass like a little bitch-ass girl playing Candyland with your little daycare weirdo, sex weirdo friends. Claim you won because you play yourself. What's the difference? I wasn't there to argue. I wasn't there to show stuff like this. I wasn't there for Mike either because you wouldn't let me be. So I take it upon myself to, man, I'm not letting this guy go. I'm not leaving one behind. He's cop family. We're going to get him back to his wife and boy. His boy. If you're a Christian, then you know the Bible verse that says if you cause one of these little ones to sin or to be offended, it's better that a millstone be hung around your neck and you be thrown into the sea. I couldn't agree more. That's actually God said that. I didn't say that. That's God's opinion of you. When you blow up a child's life, getting his mom fired, broadcasting these families all over the internet, all over the world, and you're raking it in while you starve them to death, you're going to catch somebody's attention. Maybe a real Christian doesn't think that's cute. There's 40 of us, and most of us are Christians, Charles. They don't think you're cute. You're not a real man. You are as girled up as they get. Whining. Whiny, whiny, whiny. You're entitled. No, you're not. You don't have a cover-up, and you don't have a date. You got the most expensive uncovered-up cover-up in the history of cover-ups. We laugh at you. We laugh at you. You fail. Can't be normal. You failed. So it's not normal to hack and peep and cause financial problems. So the thing that I played earlier of me on the phone with the bank, by the way, that was like the 5th phone call. That was not just the first. That's the one I finally had enough of it, and I'm like, I'm fucking recording this.
I got to ask the weirdest ass questions. Not normal. One of them, I'm yelling at the guy. He hung up on me. He goes, what's your social security number? I give him my social security number. I go, why do you need that? I got to verify it's you. Okay. So I give him my social security number. About 2 questions later, he asks again, what's the last 4 of your social? I go, sir, I gave you the whole number. Well, what's the last 4? I said, dude, I gave you my whole social security number. You got it. He hung up on me when I said that. So who was it? Was it you, Charles? You clone women's phones. You get them fired from their job. Then when they try to find another job, you make sure they can't get work. Then you have their house taken away. Then you have the ex take the kids away. And you blow up these little kids' life. And then they wonder, where's God right now? Do you think John Neely's thinking that? My dad didn't do shit. I lost my dad. I had to leave all my friends and move to Florida. Who are you that you think you can do that? TPD, if ever you want to fucking get in the game and catch the bad guy before our guys do it and then they have to make you look bad, that would, today would be good for that. Because he's reoffending and reoffending and reoffending. You didn't get him on the obstruction and you should have. And you don't give a police report over to the offender in the domestic violence. You don't do it at all. Connecting the dots. Watch it. It's linked everywhere. You ought to be able to get to it easily. When you don't do it right, and Mike Neely is a police officer, he's got family. I'm sorry, but all my life I was taught you do not leave one behind, and you're going to put yourself in harm's way. When you help a guy that's down, an officer down, and there's a war going, a battle going, this is that. It might not be like with guns and shit, but it's kind of with guns and shit in a different way. They wanted to kill me again, Charles uses syringes, he likes poison. The preferred weapon of a snake. But he's caught when he fucked with me. I come from cop family, 4 generations. My daddy was a lawman. He worked in forgery for Chavez County Sheriff's Department. You know what else he did? Somebody tried to grab the gun of the bailiff in the courtroom, and my dad tackled him. He was in the paper for that. My family's not just cops. They were good cops. And had my dad not had a substance abuse problem, oh my God, he was a fantastic police officer. My dad could figure out anything in 2 seconds. Very, very smart man. Very smart man. The second one was, my dad had to get out of it because he had a substance abuse problem. I wish he hadn't. I wish he had gotten his handle on it before it got to that point, because there's honor in the badge and in that legacy Granddad gave us. My granddaddy was a lawman. My great-granddaddy was a lawman. He was a captain of detectives. My granddaddy was a chief of police. He wasn't just a cop. He was a chief, Mr. Perry. And my great-great-granddaddy was a Texas Marshal. I think he was in Rochester, Texas. So who do you think you're dealing with when you started fucking with me? This is evidence of premeditated murder of a cop. You had to coax Mike Neely. That's your Hansel and Gretel, isn't it? You took my home, we got information. You take my privacy, we get information. You poke and peep and bother and jam apps up and shit. Take up my time having to fix it. We get more information. So don't complain about it. You asked for that. You know what happens when you fuck with me. And you do it anyway. It's like you like getting told on. Boy, howdy, but I'll tell you what. When I'm pissed, you're going to hear about it. So if there was a political vendetta, there'd be stuff everywhere. I'd say something. Because when I'm mad, I don't have any problem telling you exactly what I think. I don't have any problem with it at all. I don't care who the fuck you think you are. I grew up, in my home, my family was the power in the town where I grew up. So I don't have any, what do you think that's like, Perry? You don't know. One thing's for sure, you don't have any problem telling people what you think. And especially if what you're doing is helping somebody else, not hurt. I don't want the Neely family to hurt anymore. And you robbed the Miller kids of their dad's legacy that he was killed in the line of duty, not a drunken brawl. You lied. Nobody believes a word you say anymore. And nobody cares to hear it. You promised you'd leave me alone. And you have broken that promise. You also broke the promise to your wife, Jacqueline, that you would be loyal to her. What do you tell her? And your kids, when you're actually sitting around perverting and bothering people in Oklahoma that don't want a thing to do with you. I would never have taken you around my family. There's no fucking way, bitch. I would have taken you around my family. Now, when you ask if my family's a leak, why would you ask that? Are you talking to them? Because I told you to stay the fuck away from my family, didn't I? My friends and family are getting a little sick and tired of you telling them when they can talk to me and what they can say. Right, David? I love that. I love what you said in that text. When they're all seeing the same thing, you don't think we know? Gaslighting doesn't work on me, David. It pisses me off. And then you get told on. You asked for that. So then I don't go right home. I stop and get coffee and fuck up your plan. Leave me the fuck alone. It's free. So when I recorded the bank guy or Charles, whoever it was, that's after I had spent 3-4 hours trying to get the app to work right. You heard him say you tried too many times. Yep. We're not having technical difficulties. Yep. But I got a hacker. He does this kind of shit. And I've called and called and called and called and called. So you wasted my time. You're not going to get a date, Poke and Peep. Your guy makes fun of you. Your own guy, some guy in Houston that you know. Poke and Peep and Pink Penny, pathetic parrot. That's what he calls you. You embarrass your own people. Why aren't you embarrassed enough to stop? In 12 years, look at your results. There's no date. We get stuff like this. You're told on. There's never going to be a date. Nobody's madly in love with you. Nobody wants to hold your hand. You're by yourself. I don't go out with girly men. I don't do it. You like playing with the doll. You like playing with the doll and the unicorn and Candyland and shit more than you wanted a date, more than you wanted a cover up even. Because you blew both up doing what you're doing. Can't be normal. No power. So Neely, Officer Neely, leaving him behind is not something I can fathom. And I lost my house because you punished me. It's called coercion. It's a crime. Witness tampering. It's a crime. You caused intentional duress, hoping to force me into a lie. Did I lie for you? No, you just pissed me off, and I tell them we get more. Everybody starts working hard to wrap this up so you're in jail and you're stopped. Because everybody wants you to stop, genius. When you do things that are illegal and you cause loss, people are not going to like you, and they sure as shit won't help you. Mike Neely is an officer down in need of an assist. So we got this because you fucked with me. And we got this because you fucked with me. Charles, shut up. Listen to the words I'm saying. No one wants to hear what you have to say. Shut up. Shut the hell up. So we got this. We got this. Where's the marks on Mike that look like he was in a fight? None. He doesn't have any. The hand is red and swollen, the right hand, because he's got an IV needle in it. That'll make it red and swollen. Look at my kid. He was in a fight. He's got cuts and bruises on him. He was only hit 3 times. And then everybody walked off. He didn't hit back. You're responsible for what you do. You're accountable for what you do. Be not deceived. God is not mocked. You will reap what you sow. You already are. When we get what you just said, that's what's happening, dumbass. You're invading my privacy. So we invade yours, and we have a court order, and you don't. Never in your lives have you been caught this much. And what's Charles do? Poke and peep and bother, jam up, poke and peep. And I told Dr. Russell he pokes and pokes and pokes and pokes because nobody will give him any attention. Nobody wants him around. So he'll poke to get some attention until you do things like jam up my apps and throw me in jail under a fraud. And then we have no choice. We got to deal with it. So you took up 4 hours of my time today again. With a banking problem. That's the card that my guys tell me. He took your card. I didn't keep it in my purse. It's not one that I use very often. So I actually had it somewhere else in my home. I had left the home. He snuck in and got it. My guys call me and tell me he's got your card. You're gonna need it. He's gonna fuck with your money. They talk about it all the time. We record them. We got the recordings. Sometimes it's a live feed. Live feeds are recorded too, though, by the way. So go look for it, and if it's not there, report it stolen and get a new one. Because right now you don't need it. But when you do need it, you don't want to have to call it in and wait 10 days for a replacement card. and you can't get to your money. So I did. Kind of like the Social Security card, same thing. It wasn't in a place they normally keep it. They got your socials in, bought it stolen. So I did. That's on the docket in the state case that no judge ever heard. Because you like concealment of material facts that could change the outcome. Memo 618. Yep. We got one too, Charles. It goes the other way. It goes the other way. So, we don't leave officers down in need of an assist. TPD, we get them home. They've had plenty of time to do it themselves. And the reporter commenting, had they done what she said in March 2020, if she continued to say they killed Chief Miller, we'd say she's wrong, if not crazy. But that's not what happened. They made sure she didn't testify. I had to file motions to intervene for him. And there should have been a hearing on standing, and there wasn't. Again, we got another no hearing. He won't let her talk. That means she knows what she's talking about, or he would care. What's the harm of letting her go into court to show evidence she doesn't have? Yep, it's called acts showing consciousness of guilt. You can't seem to get enough of it. By the way, that makes it where you cannot use the insanity defense. You know it's a crime. Mains rea. You've established you've intended to commit a crime, and now you're trying to cover it up. And now you're witness tampering, and now you're trying to get recordings and destroy them. You want to buy them, and everybody knows it, and they're not going to sell it. Nobody's selling those to you, are they? Have you had a phone call today? Hey, I'll take your money. I'll give you the recordings so you can destroy the evidence that we've spent 12 years collecting. No, not one of those calls today, have you? So you jam up my bank account, and you think that's going to make me like you and help you? That's the insanity that you do have. But it's not enough to get you a defense since you keep trying to cover everything up in lie. They use my DoorDash app to Hansel and Gretel me. Wow, okay. There's the arrest report. There's no injuries listed in that either. If he beat somebody to death, extensive damage over his head, neck, and face, the Creek County DA said. Blunt force trauma to the head, internal decapitation and strangulation. And yet he looks like that. Jesus. Officer down in need of an assist. And I know when I assist him, I'm going to get hit. You know you're putting yourself in harm's way. You do it anyway. For your fellow man. That's what it is. That's what you do. And I did it. And I'm not stopping. You're pissing me off when you fuck with me. When you fuck with me and you piss us off, you get more stuff like point out for me the marks on this guy that looks like he was in a fight. Point out for me the marks in the... where are they? Where is it, David? Where's the marks? You guys gave him a drug. He passes out. Lucky's fighting with that guy, the offender. He's saying, stop it, to him. Mike, are you okay? There was no drunk brawl. The reason nobody heard from Mike at 8 o'clock is because he was already knocked out cold. Because Lucky answers the door and he only opens the door enough where you can see his face. Mike opened it earlier. The guy saw both parties are okay, safe. Lucky was resting on the bed by the window, he said. So why was Lucky concealing who was in that room? Because you were in it, right? You were your guy, your murderer, your hitman. Yeah, okay. I'm telling them. In March 2020, he didn't do it. He was drugged. I got ignored. Not what an officer of the court is to do, who has the duty to disclose material facts to the court and the jury. You got a big problem with concealment, Perry. Sure as shit he was. Look at that. We gave him Narcan because he was knocked out cold, in respiratory distress, and apparent overdose of opioids that just slipped in his drink. And unfortunately, we got the test when he was at the hospital after the Narcan already reversed everything and changed the composition, his chemical composition in his blood that caused him to be knocked out. So there's two Brady violations. One on me when you tried to poison me and you destroyed my evidence, and one him. I'm supposed to testify. You are not to contact me, sir. And you knew it and you did it anyway because you premeditated that murder, first degree murder of a police officer, and you just wanted to know if I knew who did the Hansel and Gretel here with Mike, right? Everybody knows this. This is all repeat. And so you think jamming up my banking app is going to change anything? Really? Something wrong with you. There is something bad wrong with you. I don't even have word. Here's the harassment. Because you're repulsive and prisoners. We're going to send her home and harass the shit out of her. And then when she tells on us, we'll say she's harassing us. Right? We'll look at the dates on those. 2017. And then you did it in civil court. So you can't say you didn't plan that. You can't say that the other inmates lied. Because you did it in civil court. Now everybody wants Judge Cummins to answer some questions. It's funny, Judge. Why wouldn't she in that courtroom? And why do your orders not have any reason or case law cited? It's a little fishy, sir. Did you get a memo 618? Because guess what? We got one countering that. We got some power. We can get a Fabian puzzle tour in jail. Fabian was my manager at Jaguars. So that's who I wanted to go out with. I had just told a friend in a private email. She said, "Are you dating anybody?" I said, "Nope, but I work with a guy and I really like him." And the next time I go to work, the look on his face, I could tell he'd gotten a phone call. I was mad. So I'm telling Quinn Sullivan, get him off me. He's not wanted. He's a rejected fail who can't be normal for 5 minutes. Acts like a little girl. Needs to just trans on over. Quit bothering me with that shit. And I don't date guys that play with dolls, Charles. Act like a little girl. And so we have that. Justice Scalia also died in West Texas while they were planning this, and he's a First Amendment guy. D.C. homicide police officer, murder cop, commander. William O. Ritchie said, why wasn't protocol followed post-mortem, as it would have been if he had died in D.C.? Something's going on in West Texas. Yeah, well, maybe this would help Mr. Commander Ritchie to see that he was not wrong, was he? Pelican Brief, you got Pelican Brief here. There's my car. We're gonna get a car. So you did. You totaled it. Throw a brick at me on the highway. Could have hit me in the face. Was that murder attempt number 2, sir? You know, I didn't call Tulsa police. I texted Marcus Harper. I met Marcus Harper somewhere. I'm not gonna say where. I didn't talk to him for too long. But he said criminals are stupid. Oh, they wouldn't be criminals. Yep, my granddad told me that too. I thought that was funny. He's not wrong. So I texted him. I go, look, I'm not making any kind of official report here, but you need to know this happened. I don't usually call the cops, right? I'm not bleeding. So there's this. That's what Mike was called about. Because you had damaged the engine, poked a hole in the radiator, took my tail light out. 3 times now over my bank card that I just called on, and over my Social Security card being taken, both right out of my home. You're not to have a key. Why do you have a key? Creepy. And the taillights. The cops call me. My guys, Fabian Puzzle guys, McNamara email guys. Yeah, they took out your taillight. They want you pulled over. Go fix it. They take your Social Security card. They got it. Go look, make sure. And if it's not there, report it stolen. They took your bank card out of your home. It wasn't in my purse. I was out when they took it. Report it stolen and get a new one. Over and over and over for the first time in your life, you're caught. That's your results. You're by yourself. Nobody wants to hold your hand. Playing with your little doll and your little unicorn, playing Candyland with your, old folks friends. Just need some elder care. That's the one that hit me. You can't rear it. You can't back into somebody with the side of your car, their bumper. Call the cops. You hit me. I'm like, I didn't hit you. And his son jumps out. Yeah, you did. You hit him. I saw it. No. Looking at the damage, looks like he hit me. It's very, very difficult, if not impossible, to back into somebody's bumper with the side of your car. And you want me to call the cops? I don't do that. You're like the 5th guy to try this. You're not bleeding. You can walk it in. You can do it online. But we're not going to waste patrol's time, and I have shit to do. Here's my information. Bye. He tried to report it as a hit and run. And the guy was like, dude, she gave you her phone number. You're texting her. That's not a hit and run. You gave me the wrong insurance. Did I? I thought you were an insurance scammer.
So yeah, I'm not giving you my ride insurance until you send me a picture of your car. And I was like, I'll never hear from this bitch again. And sure as shit, haven't still to this day. Perry wanted the cops called. Why, Charles? You had one on your payroll. You were going to have him come do something to me? Okay, duly noted. That was a hit and run to me. This one happened when I started testifying for Mike. So I did go to Tulsa Police with this one to report it as a possible stalking incident. And this is the one I walked into Mingo Valley. I didn't call 311, didn't call 911. Walked into Mingo Valley, and the officer at the desk sucked at her job. We don't take evidence here. That's not how we do things here. I looked at her and I go, today it is. And I shoved my papers under the door, threw my hands up in exasperation, and walked out. Now, I was raised in 4 generations of police. I know exactly what you're supposed to do. Telling me we don't take evidence here is not how you do policing. Yeah, Perry doesn't like the evidence. He wants the recordings so he can have them destroyed. And this is the Duvals. 7 months later, there's this one. 5 times in 3 years since they threatened my car specifically. You're caught. When you fuck with me, I'm Chief Hall's granddaughter. You need to remember who it is you're talking to. This is the one time I called police because he blew out my tire. It was like in the middle of the night. I was going home from work. So I called OHP, and the very nice state trooper helped me change my tire. So then what do you guys do? You blow out my tire. That's Matt. That's Matt Powell constantly. Do we have her whereabouts yet? Get the hell out your mouth, Matt. Yeah, we don't want to be used to we don't want to be the bitch of a sex weirdo. We've got real crimes to solve. Calls us and tells us just find something. Yeah, that was probably like your mic. So there's all this that has built up and hang on. And there's the tire. When I said the only time I called the cops is when I had a tire out. What do? Flatten my tire. Why do you want TPD to come see me, Charles? Yeah. So, well, I didn't call it in, sir. I dealt with it a different way. But we know you would try to cause a call into the TPD. And then the next day he's just flat telling me, call TPD. Why? For what? What is it you want me to call TPD about? Do they know you want me to call them? Do they know what they're supposed to do? Did you give them some instructions? Maybe some of them don't want to be the bitch of a sex weirdo either. Which ones are on your payroll and which ones aren't? Do you want to give me names? Because what we heard is you paid them all. $25 million is the amount of money. You can't hide where you spent that, sir. So, I guess all but 2 or 3 of them put the money in evidence, and same thing at Creek County, same thing at Sepulpa. And you didn't like that you weren't getting a cover-up, so you had it stolen back. You got the money. You have the $25 million. But for what you paid the 2 or 3 that kept it, and judges... Yeah, okay. Well, you're not going to get recordings, okay? You can call all you want. And I'm not going to tell you who your leaks are because I'm not told that. Quit asking me if it's my family. Stay away from my family. Stay away from me. I don't like you. No one does. We all want you to stop. That's why you're getting told on, dumbass. Go play Candyland by yourself and tell everybody how you won with doing your dolly. You want to act like a girl? We're going to treat you like one. Just trans over, Charles. Everybody's accepting of that now. You don't need to pretend. Just trans over. I mean, you throw a fit like a 12-year-old little girl because you got your rejected. You can't get a date. You don't know how to get women to like you. And you didn't get your cover up. And nobody wants you around. And everybody keeps telling on you. And then there's this. Was this Judge Kirkendall? I need you guys to leave her alone for a couple of weeks so I can rule out entrapment. Because it looks like you're harassing her, and then when she complains about it, you're doing exactly what that email says. You say she's harassing you, and that's not what's happening. You're provoking her. You're entrapping. You're coercing. Otherwise, she wouldn't do any. She wouldn't talk about something's not happening. Right? You don't hear me talking about some random guy from Ohio's doing this to me. It's you. You act like a girl. I don't take guys that act like a girl. I don't. You like to play with the doll more than you need a cover-up. You like to play with your little unicorn more than you want a cover-up. More than you want to date. You want to do that. Pester and bother and take and rob and ruin. We want Mike Neely home. To his wife and his son.
We want him home to his back home to his family. He's an officer down in need of an assist. Now, if you're a Christian, make it right. Make amends like the AA thing says to do. Or shut up about being Christian. You're not. You're absolutely not. You don't murder somebody, Mr. Perry, and rape and rob women and children in the privacy of their home and sell them online and make a profit and violate human rights. There's countries that don't think that's cute. And if you're jeopardizing national security because that's the only leverage we have in negotiating with some other country, you better stop. Get the fuck out of my house, out of my phone, out of my computer, shut up and go away. Listen to the words I'm saying. I don't care what you think. I don't care how you feel. I don't care what you need. Fuck off. No one cares. You weren't asked. What were you asked to do? Act like you understand me. Go the fuck away, weirdo. Go away. Get away from me. Get away from my family. And fuck off. When you're told on, that's everybody trying to send a message. Stop it. Stop it.
You're filming my father and my fucking sister. How does this make you
Is that
feel?
the one that put all those scratches on your arm? You want to see the
Scratches?
pictures?
I got
I
scratches.
can show you the pictures right now.
No, I want you to leave my family fucking alone.
Keep hanging outside of there.
Monkey, hit the road. Dude, I promise you, you're gonna get yours and you're
I
gonna
don't give
get
a
it
fuck.
good.
You can bring whoever the fuck you want.
That's okay. You're
You
gonna
can bring
Is
the
that
whole
a
fucking
threat?
army. I don't give a fuck.
This make you feel?
Charles tells me that every day. I'm gonna get you. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're delusional. You don't even know what the hell people say to you. You can tell. By the way you act, you have no idea what I'm saying. You need a nurse. Get one. I'm not that. That's not my thing. I don't have the patience or the temperament for it. You go find a nurse. Go find somebody that's trained in dealing with whack jobs like you. I don't like you. I don't want you. 12 years, you're a reject. You fail if you can't be normal. It is not normal to peep and hack and ruin and jam up apps, and I got to spend 4 hours on the bank and call 5 times and get, I don't know, you or a real person at the bank. Get out of my phone. Get out of my computer. Get out of my life. Don't fucking contact me again. And stay the fuck away from my friends and family. They're tired of having to call you. Can I talk to my mom? Can I talk to my friend? What am I supposed to say? It's none of your business. Fuck off. Fuck the hell off. And when you do that, you piss us off, and then we find out more information. Just so you know, when you do X, Y happens. You do X, you fuck with us, me, my family, anybody I know. Then Y is you get told on. And it has been that way since the McNamara email. Fuck the hell out of my life. Right now, shut up. No one cares what you think. You weren't asked. Shut up. Shut the fuck up. You're like this guy. Look at this naggy. Oh my God.
I don't.
You will not shut up.
Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes and
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you again. I don't ever want to hear your voice to you. Please,
what
God
happened?
bless you, but
What
please leave me
happened?
alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't.
About
Stop
that.
stalking me. Please, I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's
No,
why
no, I don't. Just talk.
leave me alone.
You like terrorizing me? But you get caught. So maybe it's more important to you to terrorize and pester and bother and cause problems than even to have a cover-up. Do your partners know that? Do your partners know? Because they need to know. They're putting a lot of money into your thing. $25 million, that's a lot of money. Some small-time nobody accountant can't make that kind of money. Yeah, one of the witnesses that told on you was somebody you approached wanting their money. He came looking for a handout. He wanted me to invest. Now I have to sleep with one eye open. I wish he hadn't talked to me about it. Do not tell my friends and family when they can talk to you. They don't need to call you. It's none of your business, Buddy and Bertha. And they don't need to ask you permission as to what they can say and what they can't say. Fuck you for that, David. Your gaslighting pisses me off. It doesn't help. It doesn't work. You guys do the same thing every day that doesn't work. It works for us perfectly. We're tired of it. We got plenty. We're waiting on one thing. You got an international implication. You got problems internationally. You pissed off some other countries. Sex weirdo. You're making the hair on the back of people's necks stand on end because you're that disturbed. You make everybody that uncomfortable. Do not again, David Robertson or Charles Perry or whoever else, do not again tell my friends and family when they can and cannot talk to me and ask me if they told. Don't tell them anything. Don't contact them. Leave them alone. Stay the fuck away from my family. Stay the fuck away from my family. Stay the fuck away from anybody I know. Fuck off. Or don't whine and complain when you get told on. And I don't know who's the leaks. I'm not told that. I don't care. I don't care. We all want you to stop. Stop. You want to be a trans, you want to act like a girl, then go do it, Charles. But don't bother me with it. Doesn't have a fucking thing to do with me. Leave me the hell alone. Look at your results. You don't have a date. You don't have a cover-up. You got nothing, but you're told on all the time. Can you not get that? Do you not understand what people say to you? At your age, you can't tell. Golly. This...
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you again. I don't ever want to hear your voice to you. Please,
what
God
happened?
bless you, but
What
please leave me
happened?
alone. Please leave me alone.
He's like, I'm tired. Okay, but you broke into my home. You're sitting on top of me, beating the fuck out of me, and I'm kicking you off. If you're tired, get off me and get out of my home. Stupid. I mean, golly. I don't even know.
What airport?
I don't even know what to say to somebody that acts like you. I mean, I don't even know what the hell to say.
That's okay. I don't
This.
Leave me alone.
you want.
This is how everybody else, normal people, this is what they think of you.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her. And you need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
All right, so the other thing that we know about your criminal organization is that you do have little meetings where you train everybody around me and how they're supposed to talk to me and what they're supposed to say. Oh, just act natural. Or just use a poker face. Don't let anything slip. Yeah, so we know that because Charles won't leave me alone. Get the hell out of my life. You don't have a date and you don't have a cover-up. You got the most uncovered up cover-up in the history of cover-ups. And that's your results. You like looking? Look at that. You want to act like a little girl? I'm going to treat you like one. I'll call you she. All you want to be called she. If you can't act like a grown-ass man your age, that's what's going to happen. You like dolls and unicorns, and you like throwing a little fit like a 12-year-old little girl. I'm going to treat you like a 12-year-old bitch-ass girl. So if you don't like that, man up. Man the fuck up. Take responsibility for what you've done. Fix it and get out. Get the hell out. We're tired of the whining. Nobody cares what you think. Nobody cares how you feel. You've caused a lot of profound, catastrophic loss for a lot of families, and the kind we will not get over. You don't get any sympathy. I'm sorry. You're going to get the same sympathy and the same empathy that you are giving the victims when you pester and bother and take and rob and ruin, and you took up 4 hours of my day today fucking with the bank. And you don't have that right. Get out of my phone. Get out of my life. When you're getting told on, that is people letting you know we all want you to stop it. Stop. All right? Remember who it is you're talking to. I'm the one that's done what no one else has done. Remember who it is you're fucking with. Okay? Leave me alone.
Okay, so look at how many times I had to redo this. And he deleted one of them. So, You know, I don't know what the hell this is provocation. You wrecked my car, that's provocation. Entrapment. You want to claim you're being harassed. Everyone knows at this point you're full of shit. You take my home, you call my landlord, that gets recorded. You prove out the recordings when you do what the recordings say. You impeded my appeal, blah, blah, blah. You take my money. You jam up my phone and my apps, and you type in my phone oh, I'm fine. Didn't ask you that, did I? That's not at all what I said, is it? What did I say? Get the fuck out of my phone. I don't want to hear from you. You're violating me in the worst way imaginable with your Peeping Tom problem. And you type in my phone, I like looking. I see you. That's illegal on both the hacking and the peeping. No girl says when they're little, I want to grow up and fall in love with a Peeping Tom cop killer, serial killer. Nobody says that. It's illegal to peep for a reason. People don't like it when you do that. You're a turnoff. So you want to type in my phone, I like looking. What is it you think you're going to get out of that? If you like looking, look at your results. We can get information like a motherfucker. And you can't. You're looking everywhere for these recordings. You're trying to figure out who's helping me. No one's telling you shit. You can't get a date. You can't figure out how to get women to like you. We're pretty sure you don't like women. You want a trans. You got some sexual frustrations and shit. Because you've told everybody you're a Baptist deacon family man. And you lied. You're living a lie. And here's the thing. It's not my problem. It's your problem. I'm not a lesbian. So I don't like guys who act like little girls. Well, they, can't get over it and move on. There's nothing more pathetic than a little bitch who can't move on. You're pathetic. You're a turnoff. Women don't like being peeped on. It is rape. I don't care what you say. Peeping is rape. You disgust everybody. You make the hair on everybody's neck stand on end. You're not wanted, you're not loved, you're told on and told on and told. And if you think it's my family, by all means, keep telling them whatever you want. I've told you to stay the fuck away from them. If you want to ignore that, and the law says, don't stalk, don't hack, don't peep, don't coerce, don't cause duress, trying to force somebody to lie for you. And the more you do it, the more you get told on. People want for you to stop. So I didn't ask you how you feel. I don't care. No one cares, sir. That's not at all what I said, is it? Didn't say, how do you feel? I don't care. That's not what I said. What I said is stay the fuck out of my phone. Don't hack me, don't break the law. Get away from me. I don't like you. No one does. You've not been caught this much in your life. And you act like you have no idea what's happening. It's embarrassing. You act like you have no idea what people say to you. If there's a guy that plays with dolls, it's not my thing. It sounds like you need to trans over. Like you need to be honest with yourself and your family and just trans over. Because you're not man. You're not acting like a man. Certainly not a man I would be attracted to. I'm not going to go out with a guy that acts like a little girl. I'm not a lesbian. Find yourself a lesbian and trans over. Okay? You're not my thing. You're nothing I'd be interested in. You repulse me. I feel nothing for you, Charles Perry, but deep, deep, deep disgust. And when you jam up all my apps and I can't make money and I can't do banking and I got to call the credit card people 5 times, get hung up 2 or 3 of those times, record them and all that shit. And I can't get my problem resolved. Because am I talking to you? We cloned these women's phones. How's she calling police? She's supposed to be calling us. These women think they're calling the police or whatever, their bank or whatever, and they're calling us. We know that. Duly noted for the record that we already know that. Okay? I have a secured phone. You should know that because you're a Peeping Tom. You're a Peeping Tom. Peeping is a criminal act. It's rape. You don't have my consent. You have been billed, in fact, because you're getting entertained against my will. $1,000 a day plus $2,000 a day for doing it without my consent. You didn't get a contract. You're not a good businessman. There are fetish clubs that let you peep. Go to one of those. Those are legal. You're not in somebody's house. You're in a club. You don't have my consent. You're breaking the law. When you break the law, people tend to not like you. So don't ask me, why don't you like me? He'll type that in my phone. Why? Why are you doing this to me? What? You're hacking, you're peeping. Why am I doing this to you? Are you shitting me with that question? Wow. Put your doll down, Charles. That doll is not your friend. When you play with that doll, it's more important to you to do that, sir, than to even have a cover-up. When you peep and hack and you try to talk to me, I like looking. What do you get out of all that? Do you get a date? Do you have a real love life? No, you don't. You're by yourself. Nobody wants you. You can't get information, but we can. We get more than you've ever had anybody get in your life. Those are your results. Look at that. You like looking? Look at your results, Mr. Perry. Look at your results. I don't. You like looking? Look at this. I'm telling my friend in a private email. She's like, are you dating anybody? I think it was a private Facebook message. Private, not on Facebook. Private message. You dating anybody? No, but I work with a guy and I really like him. He's a nice man. I go to work the next day. I see the look on Fabian's face. I knew you called. I was mad. You're butting in. You are butting into something that's none of your business. Here's the thing. You don't butt into anything. When you do, you get told on because you're making everybody mad. It's illegal to do it. When you do things that are illegal, they're not going to like it. People, anyone who's normal, won't like you. So you're seeing things happen you've not seen before. Your guy says it. When Charles pesters her and takes her money, things don't go well for us. We're seeing things happen we've not seen before. And you act like you have no idea what those words mean. Not a clue. You never respond normally to what's said to you, ever. Our shrink is telling the judge that gives the investigatory orders. I don't know that his IQ is above 30. I'm not sure that it is. He needs to be tested. He's got Alzheimer's or something. Do you have Huntington's disease? It makes you paranoid and delusional. Do you have that? Listen, I'm not into guys that play with dolls. I'm not. Or stomp their feet and act like a 12-year-old little girl. One of our cop friends has a daughter, and she overheard him on the phone one day. All she heard him say is he can't seem to he's obsessed with Cynthia and he can't seem to get over it, move on. And he hung up the phone, and she was sitting there kind of, looking at him, and he goes, what do you think of a guy who can't get over it, move on when he's rejected? She's 12. She goes, sounds sissified to me. Yep, that's what everybody else thinks of you. It's inappropriate to stalk. It's a felony in Oklahoma. It's a crime. When you're causing somebody the loss of their privacy and their time and their money, they're going to kick your ass. Somebody somewhere is going to clean your clock, and this is that. And you act like you have no idea what I'm saying. Didn't ask you what you think. Didn't ask you how you feel. I really, truly don't give a fuck. Take that and shove it up your ass. Every time you type in my phone, I like looking, look at this, bitch. And shove that up your ass. I'm not a lesbian. I'm not. Go trans over. Go trans over and find yourself a lesbian. Okay? I like men's men. Normal. That don't peep, that don't hack, that don't kill cops. That don't kill anybody. But Fabian looked at me when I knew something was wrong. I went and told him, the guy's a stalker. He's butting in. Doesn't have any business knowing anything about me. In fact, I don't want him knowing anything about me. I moved here to get away from him. I had to move again. I had to move twice to get away from you. That means I don't like you. You're not wanted. You're a reject. You're a failure. Because if you get rejected, you're not a failure. That just means something didn't work out. You're a failure because you don't move on. You can't be normal. I don't like guys like you. Girly men. Sissies. I don't like you. I don't have to be nice to you. You take it wrong. I don't have to be cordial to you. You'll take it wrong. I don't do anything hardly at all, and you take it wrong. You do things that you're not supposed, I do things you're not intended to even know about, and you take it wrong. And you've created a fantasy in your mind that it's not real. And that's why nothing works out for y'all, because you don't know anything about the difference between real fact and fiction. And you make all these plans on some fantasy that's not real. And so this is real. So I'm telling Fabian, he's a stalker. I felt terrible. He looked very upset. It was none of your business. You shouldn't have even seen the email. Hacker. It wasn't your place to butt in. I'll go out with who I want. You sick son of a bitch. You're not going to force me into shit. You get anywhere near me, I kid you not, I will beat the fuck out of you. I will beat the fuck out of you. You better have a football helmet on. There's not going to be a hug. No one's going to hold your hand. You'll get the shit beat out of you. You're not getting near me. You're not going to get near me. Do you understand me? There's no romance there. I don't want you. I don't like you. You repulse me. You're sick. You're weird. You're creepy. And I think you're a girl. I truly believe that you are a girl. That you need to just trans over and quit acting like a sexually frustrated something. You and BTK, Dennis Rader, you're a lot like him. You're a lot like him. You got a sexual frustration thing and that makes you kill people. What happened with Mary Beth? Because you usually use poison, and with her, you beat her. Frenzied. Right? You gave her something and she didn't die, and you didn't have a relationship with Billings PD, so that you could call him and do a false arrest like you do. That's your habit. That's your MO. So you beat her, frenzied? Is that what happened? She's French Canadian. She's French Canadian. Charles tells me he when I'm starting to question this, Mary Beth sometimes goes by Beth, dumped at a lake just outside Billings. He tells me he took all her clothes off and burned them in a nearby campsite so he could get rid of all the trace. He confessed. French Canadian woman. Who's Monique, Charles? Who's Monique? You need to explain that to TPD. Who's Monique? You like calling TPD all the time? Tell them that. Tell them that. What am I supposed to call them for? You keep typing in my phone. Go DoorDash. Call TPD. For what? What am I calling TPD for? What is it you wanted me to say to TPD when I call them? Because I have no idea what I'm supposed to tell them. Do they know? Are they expecting my call? Are they? I mean, what the hell? He types in my phone, call TPD, go DoorDash. Because we're going to use your app and fuck with you. And then, maybe have you hit again. Bad enough this time you'll call TPD. Duly noted for the record. I want you to note it for the record. When you type in my phone, I'm fine. I can see you. Look at that. You like looking? Look at that. So I tell Fabian, he's a stalker. There's nothing there. There's nothing there. Fabian's like, I think you deserve better than to spend the rest of your life being harassed by this guy. And that's why he wins and you lose. That's why he'll get the date and you won't. And he could be normal and you can't. Chivalrous men attract me. Men who work hard attract me. And you're the opposite of that. You like beating down women. You have a seething hatred for women. Because you got abused as a kid, you got a mommy issue, and you're going to bother everybody else with it. Right? Sexual frustration. Dude, you want to act like a girl, then fucking we'll call you a girl. Just trans over. Caitlyn Jenner did it. You can do it. It's a different world these days. Do it. But don't bother me. I'm not a lesbian. I like men. Dudes. Men's. And I like men who are busy working and have something interesting to talk to me about. Not some sex pervert sitting around watching TV all day. I already know what I did all day. I want to talk to a man who worked, helped somebody, did something good in the world. Men's men. Fabian's a guy. He's a dude. He attracts me. That's why his name here is intersecting with the word hope, and you're just the butt in. You're just a little wannabe, never the wanted one. Just, if you can't be normal, you fail. You're failing. You're not just failing me, you're failing your kids. You're failing Jacqueline, your wife. You're failing the people who put their trust in you every time you lie. Every time you lie. You failed the Neelys. You failed the Millers. You fail every person you lie to. You promised something and you didn't keep your promise. Now, we can't believe a word you say. Nothing you say. So, Judge Kirkendall, if she told you, don't provoke her. I got to rule out entrapment. When you jam up my apps and it takes 4 hours, I'm on the phone, and I keep getting hung up on, or I get weird questions and I hang up on you. You know, you cloned my phone and I'm not actually calling the bank, we're calling you. We know. We heard you talking about it. You think we don't know? Why do you think I have a secured phone? I don't call them on this phone. I don't call them on any phone. I got more than one phone. Because you interfere with contracts and commerce and shit. So, this time you're caught like you have never been caught before. And you think I give a fuck what you think? You're shitting us with that, right? You like looking? Look at that, sir. Look at your results. I don't care what you think. I'm sick of hearing it. We're all sick of hearing you talk. The whining and the nagging and the blah. Listen, there's a thing where a couple of people I know, I texted them something, and they text me back, loved, with it quote, they quoted back what I said. 2 people. Cut that the fuck out. Cut that the fuck out. If you think my friends and family are leaking, then by all means, tell them all you want. Because we're getting information that way. I did tell you to stay the fuck away from my friends and family, didn't I? So you can't have it both ways. You're going to talk to them, and you're going to bring them into your stalking problems, and then you're going to complain if they leak. You did ask for that. So if you think they're leaking, please do, by all means, keep telling them. Keep talking to them. Keep doing what you're doing. All right? Because we're getting information. You're not. We are. You can't get a date. You know how nobody loves you. You're the butt in here. You're always just a wannabe, never the wanted one. And guess what's at the end of the day? We got the information nobody else has. Nobody else has it. So TPD, I don't know why the hell he wants me to call you, but I really don't have a reason to. So, you know, I don't know what it is they want me to say to you. So I'm just letting you know. Charles typed it in my phone. Go DoorDash, call TPD. So I don't know what he wants me to tell you, but you know, ask him. Ask Charles, what is it she's supposed to tell us? Because I don't have a reason to call you. So, I mean, I don't have a reason. If I call you, are you going to give my police report right over to the offender if there's a problem? Like you did last time? Or are you going to tell me we don't take evidence here? I think I said I shoved it under the door. I didn't. It was the glass. They have like a glass thing, you know, for their protection, I'm sure. And then like this little slot where you can slide paper under. I slid it under that, and I said, today it is how you're going to do it. This is police work. Do it right or go home. I'm a taxpayer. I really don't want to pay you to not take my evidence and look me in the face and tell me we don't take evidence here. Today it is how you're going to do it. That today is how you're going to do it. And then I sent a copy of it to Jerry Bender and said, by the way, you have an officer that told me you guys don't take evidence. I'm sorry, that's not how we do policing, is it? Very, very unprofessional. So why would I call TPD now? They've blown it with me twice. So there's cops from somewhere else helping me, or I'd be dead. Right? The McNamara cops. Right? The ones that got me that. That wasn't TPD. TPD didn't give me that. Somebody else did. So what do I need you? What do I need TPD for, Charles? Which am I going to get one you bought, or am I going to get one that you murder in a couple of days after I call him? Which one am I going to get? You tell me. You like typing in my phone. You tell me. Next time I call TPD, if I call them again, which one am I going to get? One that's going to hurt me for you because he's on your payroll? He's the bitch of your sex weirdo? Or I'm going to get one that's good, like Lucky and Mike, and they end up dead? I'm not inclined to call any locals. I'm not. I really don't need to. So why you're pushing that, I don't know. But TPD, they're pushing that. So I don't know what the deal is. Call Charles and ask him why is it he wants me to call you. You know, Charles, you know, when you contact me and invade my privacy and cause a problem, we get stuff like that. And in your code words. You're a little girl. We call you Charlene because you're so girled up. Poor me. She rejected me. I'm going to throw a fit like a 12-year-old little girl. Actually, a 12-year-old little girl called you a sissy. You play with your little doll, and you bother me constantly, and you provoke, and you're trying to entrap, and whatever it is you're trying to do. And we can get information like that, and you can't. And if you think my family's leaking, then, gosh, we got all kinds of information, didn't we? So by all means, keep telling them whatever, keep leaking, keep talking to them. It's, we're getting info. You're getting rejected. You're not getting info. We are. Look at your results. You like looking? Look at that. You like looking? Look at that, please. Your name's not on that. Fabian's name is on that. He's the hot, sexy one. You're the weirdo. You're the creepy weirdo. Who really just probably needs to trans on over. Because you're all girled up. You're as girly as it gets. I already have a sister. I don't really talk to her. And there's other people in my life that I think of as a sister. Okay? I've got plenty of trans friends. I don't need another one. But I'll tell you what I'm good at. I don't have patience for stupid. I'm not a special education teacher, and I'm not a nurse. And I don't want to be, because I don't have the temperament for it. What I'm good at is catching criminals like you. And everybody's kind of been like, golly, does she know what she's up against? These are some very bad people. But I've been up against it for a long time, and I've kicked your ass like nobody else has. And I have help. People that can get me that in jail, right up under your nose. People that can get me that right up under your nose. It wasn't up to you, was it? No, it wasn't. That. And that. Right up under your nose. I got it, and it wasn't up to you. I have help. There's some elite people. Really, really good at their job. Who get off on being able to say, I'm the one that caught that one. And he was bad. But I did it. I caught that one. And I'll tell you what, I don't know what's going to happen on earth, but if nothing else, when I get to heaven and I get to see my granddad again, all I care about is that he's proud of me. As of right now, that's the case. I just lost my home. You punished me for trying to help a police officer. And you pester me, and you bother me, and you get told on. Look at your results. You're stupid. You pester me, you bother me, we get that. Whoever said this, Charles pesters me and bothers me and causes problems for me. We get that. It's not up to you. Never was, never will be. We control the leaks. Always have, always will. And you were all upset that I stopped and got coffee and didn't come straight home. Charles was pestering me, so we got more. It's more important for Charles to pester me than even a cover-up. And he acts like he has no idea what people are saying to him, and I'm not a special ed teacher. I don't have the temperament for it, but what I have the temperament for is doing what nobody else has done and going up against a really, really bad guy, right up, face to face, nose to nose, toe to toe, and say, fuck you. You want to fuck with me? I dare you. That's what I'm good at. That's what I can do that most people can't. Because I don't see, I'm not surrounded by a crowd of cops. Am I? Nope. There's 40 of them that y'all can't get to. But even locals, you see me surrounded by a crowd of local cops? Nope. So I can do stuff not very many people can do. But I'm not a special ed teacher. I don't have the patience. I don't have the patience, Charles. And you act like you have no idea what I'm saying. It is so embarrassing, sir. So fucking embarrassing. And your kids gotta live with that forever. Long after you're gone. What dad was so important that you had to embarrass us with this? Yep. Why don't you look at that?